everyone, and welcome to the first episode of this new season of Wine After Five. I'm your host, Marianne, and I'm thrilled to be here with you and share with you all of the new things that we're bringing to this podcast. But before we proceed with that, let's open our bottle of wine, pour ourselves a glass of our favorite vino, and let's cheer because we made it to another Friday and we make it through another week with all of the lessons we learned, the struggles that we went through, and the sacrifices that we needed to make throughout the journey. It doesn't matter if you're new or a loyal listener to the podcast. I want to take the time to talk to you a little bit about the background of Wine After Five. The first thing that I want to touch bases on is the reasoning behind the name. So why Wine After Five? The reason why I name it Wine After Five, it's because today is Friday. It's 6 p.m. And I want us to take the opportunity to sit down, enjoy a glass of our favorite beverage. In my case, it's either coffee or wine. If I drink coffee at this time, probably I will not be able to sleep. So I'm drinking wine. In your case, you can drink some beer, some bourbon, even water, if it's what you feel like to. But the purpose is to sit down, look towards the past, review the week that just is ending, see what things went good or excellent, what things were wrong, what lessons we learned across the week, what things are valuable for us to keep bringing forward into the weeks to come, and what things we just need to let go. So, literally, is to sit down, chill, and unwind in order to be able to enjoy the weekend, in order to do not take the struggles from the week into the weekend, so we can reset and restart next Monday with the best energy and the best foot forward. Now that we covered the basis in regards of the name, I want to talk about why I created One After Five. So, to me, it began as a journal for me to be able to wind down and take a deeper look into the lessons that I learned from the week and to share those lessons and how they improve my leadership journey. Then I noticed that a lot of the things that I were living in my current, at this current moment of life, and the way in which I'm reacting to them, or the way in which I am avoiding to react to them, are a direct reflection of things that I learned in the past. So are a direct reflection of things to which I might have reacted in the past and had an awful outcome, or the way in which I've seen other leaders or other boss react in the past and how that had an impact in other people and in myself as well. So I wanted to take One After Five and that you guys can use it to learn from my leadership journey. And I also encourage you to share your leadership journey so we can all learn together and create this nice community that we have been creating around the podcast. So that's it. That's the reason behind the name, and that's the why or the mission for the podcast is to encourage every single one of you to pursue your leadership journey and to learn from one another. That took me to the values of Wine After Five, which is a topic that we have never touched in the past. But I think the values of Wine After Five came clear through each one of the episodes that has been on air so far. So the first value that we have, it's authentic leadership. Authentic leadership is encouraging honesty and vulnerability in leadership roles, showcasing how real conversations leads to better team dynamics and personal growth. I also want to add to it that it is about showing your true colors, showing your true self, embrace your uniqueness. And in my case, as a particular story, I think I've told it in the past, but just in case you're new, I've always been willing to pursue a career, right? I've always been willing to reach the executive level on the companies in which I've worked for. And that limit me at the beginning to change the color of my hair because I felt that that's not what an executive should look like. However, after I decided to embrace myself and I start testing and playing around with my hair color. My color has been blue, green, yellow, purple, any color of the rainbow that you can imagine. And that didn't limit my growth. That didn't put a stop in the roles that I was able to grow through. So it was encouraging to learn that you can be your true self and still pursuing a career in an executive level, which is my case, or in any other level, depending on your journey. The second value of Wine After Five, it's empowerment. This podcast is a platform for empowerment. We'll be sharing stories of individuals who have overcome challenges and embraced their strengths. It's about lifting each other's up and recognizing our worth. So, again, if you notice in the definition, it's to empower yourself, to empower myself, to empower others, to lead by example, and to embrace who we are, embrace our uniqueness, embrace our authentic self, and build our journey and build our leadership style and develop our leadership skills on top of that. And the last values for this podcast are connection and community. This is not just a podcast, it's a community where we can engage with one another, support each other, and build lasting relationships. As you see in the definition, I see Wine After Five as a community. I see every single one of you not only as someone that can learn from me, but also as someone that I can learn from. That is the reason why during this season of Wine After Five, we start to record not only in audio, but also in video, as you can see. And we will be having different guests throughout this season and throughout the different episodes of One After Five. So you will have some episodes in which is going to be me talking about my leadership journey, unwinding from the week, the lessons that I've learned, whether during this week or in the past. And there will be other episodes in which we will have guests, guests who are in their leadership journey, whether it's at the beginning, in the middle, or they are already at the end of their careers and they have a lot of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge that they're willing to share with me and with you guys. So these guests will be both in English and Spanish. So hopefully we will be able to diversify and include more people into listening and watching to the podcast. And they have different business background. They're coming from different cultures, different countries. So we will see different schedules for us specifically to record the podcast, not necessarily for you to listen it. The podcast, it's always live on Fridays at 6 p.m. So again, you can grab your favorite beverage and we can unwind through the week. So yeah, those are the three topics that I want to touch bases in this particular episode. And to kick off the new season of One After Five. So we are doing videos as well as audio right now. We'll have guests from different backgrounds and different cultures, different countries, and we will be emphasizing our core values, which are again authentic leadership, empowerment, and connections and community. If this is something that resonates with you, if you want to show more engagement, if you want to take participation during those guest interviews because you want to ask questions, if there's any specific topic that you want us to touch bases during the podcast, feel free to connect with us in social media, in Spotify as Wine After Five. You can also find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as Wine After Five. And if you want to know about me, you can find me on LinkedIn as Marianne Sands and an X as Sands Marianne. With that said, and to close today's episode, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the trust that you're putting in us and for supporting this podcast through the months that we have been on air. I like to toast, and I want to toast to you because you know the sacrifices that you made over here. You know the sacrifices and the things that you need to leave behind in order to reach the point in which you are in life. I know you're struggling. I see you. And we are here together to celebrate the success of life and to keep building each other and encouraging each other through this leadership journey. So, salute and see you next time.